Now, moving on. The nation mourns the supreme sacrifice of 2 army soldiers who lost their lives in an explosion that took place in Ladakh. The unfortunate tragedy occurred when craftsmen Sankara Rao and Havaldar Shanawaz Ahmed Butt were left injured in a blast while repairing a military equipment. The soldiers were immediately rushed to Leh for treatment. However, despite all of the efforts, the medical staff could not save the soldiers who eventually succumbed to their fatal injuries. We're crossing over to my colleague Sahil to get us more on this. Sahil, over to you.
Well, this unfortunate incident took place in eastern Ladakh at an army base where these 2 army soldiers, in fact craftsman and Havaldar Shahnawaz Ahmad, were repairing a critical military equipment, and then the blast took place. They suffered critical blood injuries. Both of these army soldiers were air evacuated to Leh, but there they succumbed to injuries. Now we have seen, in fact, senior army officials there at army headquarters in Leh paying tributes to all in fact 2 army jawans who were in fact who died in the line of duty while performing duties there in eastern Ladakh. The process of handing over mortar remains to the families of these 2 soldiers has been initiated by the army. But yes, of course, an unfortunate incident there in eastern Ladakh, and these 2 army soldiers who were repairing a critical military equipment in the region in fact suffered injuries and later succumbed to those injuries because the intensity of the blast was high, and they had received critical injuries in that incident. So 2 soldiers in fact died in the line of duty there in eastern Ladakh. Back to you.
All right, Sahil, thank you so much for joining us and getting us those details. Of course, the nation does mourn the supreme sacrifice of these soldiers. Now, we will shift focus.